Finally doing my first vlog for Media Studies A2, just about got in. I just want to talk about my thought processes, what is going on with me and like song choices, my genre, and what's going on group wise. Originally I was planning on working on my own because over the holidays I was thinking like a lot about the music video and what I wanted to do, and like, so I thought, okay, let me just try working on my own. And then afterwards I was having a discussion with Eleanor. I liked the good vibes that was bouncing across us two, so I thought instead of working on my own, I thought we should just get together and work as a group. Two minds are better than one, and we're both creative, so we'd be able to express, like, come on, what's the word, yeah, get a better outcome with both of our brains put together. And then afterwards we were like, maybe, because we realized how diverse we were, like we were really different in terms of our likes, our dislikes, what kind of music we like, stuff like that. So we thought, okay, let's just work on our own. And then we thought, okay, maybe it is good that we stay together. So we're definitely together now. We had a discussion about our song choices. What's the easiest and fairest way that we could deal with this? So we thought, okay, let's just exchange song choices that we both like and agree on each other's. So then we came up with a list of songs, and I've got all of the songs and all the details on my blog. But some of the songs that we chose to stick with, the class and Miss didn't really like, they weren't really fond of it. So we thought, okay, let's change it up a bit more. We agreed to go for You Know You Like It by Luna George, but a remake of it. You don't understand how much I love this remix. Like, one of those songs that as soon as you hear it, you're like, that's the one. Well, at first I really wanted this other song, Dust Clears by Clean Bandit, but Eleanor she really didn't like it. I want to make sure that we both agree with everything. Like, I don't want her to do something that I don't like, or me to do something that she doesn't like. To me, a song choice is really important, because if we both don't enjoy the song, we're not gonna really do the best we can. Like, you can't really be passionate about something you don't like. We got to a decision to choose a Luna George's what was it? You Know You Like It, but it drives you insane. Yeah, we chose to do that. We're pretty confident. Let me talk about actual ideas for the music video. Okay, where should I start? I got a message from one of my friends, and I kept seeing videos and articles about fairy tale recreations and like realism through fairy tale. So I thought, okay, let me introduce that theory to Eleanor and see what she says about it. She listened to all of it and she loved it, so we thought, okay, let's stick to that baseline and go with it and see where it takes us. On the internet, I searched for different kinds of fairy tales that were reenacted. There was Cinderella, there was Snow White, there was so many different ones that were remade into how they would be in the 21st century. In the Luna George video, Attracting Flies, Sleeping Beauty is on the floor and she's like sleeping. It was really airy and really beautiful and everything, but then afterwards there was a shot of pills on the table. That obviously gave me the impression that she overdosed and that's why she's left fast asleep. And it's just things like that really intrigued me, like how you can take something so innocent like a fairy tale and make it into something so real and so current. Like, when you pass the Cinderella stage, you understand that fairy tales are make-believe, and what we agreed to do is like show some realism to some fairy tales, like I've been explaining this whole time. Let me stop waffling. I was searching the internet trying to look for like different fairy tales that we could reenact, and I thought about Hansel and Gretel. I have not seen anything that has been remade, so I think that's a great opportunity for us, because we're not going to be tempted to copy any other ideas, because there is no other ideas of Hansel and Gretel that I know of. What I was thinking about is two different perceptions. I don't know if that's the word, but whatever, you know what I mean. The things that the audience sees and the things that Hansel and Gretel sees. I didn't want to like do videos like, yeah, look at me, I'm smoking, I'm so cool. I didn't want to do stuff like that. I thought of different ways that you could like not disguise the fact, but subliminal things that show that the audience that, yeah, they are drug users. What they see through their eyes is like a beautiful, airy, warm kind of place. That's what they see, and that's where they believe they're in. But through the eyes of the audience, what we actually know is that they are in a really industrial, gritty kind of place. These two characters, they're trying to get away from society. They're trying to get away from, their way of getting away from real life is to involve themselves with drugs. I don't know what kind of order or how we're gonna do it. They are walking through a place where they think is airy and beautiful, but it's really a really industrial place, and we're gonna do different stuff to show that to the audience that they're not really in this beautiful place. We can have I don't know if it's intra or intra-digestic gaze. Wait, intra-digestic gazes. Whoever's being the camera woman, which I really hope is me. I'm recording Hansel, recording Gretel. Flip. We could use a flip. Hansel could be using a flip to recording Gretel. Like Hansel's like, yeah, have fun, and then Gretel's like, yeah, I'm having fun. So what I see through the camera is Hansel and Gretel playing around, but in a really gritty industrial place. Through the lens of the flip that Hansel's holding is the really airy atmosphere. They feel they're in a really like beautiful place, but really they aren't. They aren't. They are not. Oh yeah, by the way, Hansel and Gretel in our music sequence, we're hoping to be brothers and sisters. I also know a guy and a guy's sister. They're photogenic, they're good at acting, and yeah, it should be good. In the story of Hansel and Gretel, they leave their dad, or I can't remember I don't remember the story very well, but they leave their dad and they leave the car, and they use breadcrumbs to find their way back home. Then they get caught up with some candy house, and some witch is like, yeah, come in and eat the sweets. The witch gets them fat and then eats them. I think that's the story. What I think we should do is dress Hansel and Gretel in really like suit and tie kind of stuff, yeah? As a metaphor for the breadcrumbs, we could use their garments, like Hansel can rip off his tie and throw it, and then Gretel can like take off her high heels and throw it. We're really happy, like yeah, throwing all of the, ow! They could be like throwing all of the smart clothes. I want to get away from reality. There could be like slow motion shots of them throwing it off. Like they're in some beautiful place and they're like, oh yeah, don't care about life. That would be the trail instead of the breadcrumb. With the witch, we could have like a drug dealer that is like beckoning them in, like come to the dark side. And then they're like, okay, let's go to the dark side. They're going to the dark side. This is where they get introduced to the drugs. The house is pretty in their eyes, but really it's a really manky place, obviously, because that's the thing we're going for. This is another way that we're going to show their perception of things and what reality is. They will be walking into this place where they think is beautiful, but it's really like butters. I mean, not butters, let me use very not nice. We'll have shots of the guy actually giving them sweets, but then have flashes of what they actually are. I forgot to mention that our footage is actually going to be black and white. The black and white footage is the reality, and the color footage is what they see. Like with the industrial location and the really airy location, like we see the industrial location, that's going to be black and white, but their footage is going to be in color, because it's more like, color is a bit more exciting and happy than black and white. Ways that we can like show the drugs but then not really show the drugs. We could have Hansel tightening Gretel's arms with a piece of fabric. Obviously, who else tightens their arm and stops their arm circulation? Blood circulation? No. Blood circulation. Who else? An injection user. We can have close-up shots of that and stuff. By doing that, we don't have to show the needle, because the audience immediately knows that, oh yep, using some kind of injection. Another aspect from Hansel and Gretel that we want to incorporate is the whole sweets theory. How they're like, they get attracted by the sweets. Well, I thought of different sweets that you can imagine being drugs. For instance, Tic Tacs. Like when you look at Tic Tacs, what are the shapes of Tic Tacs? They're like pills. And like sherbet, cocaine. Those squeezy sweets, it could be like liquid coming out of an injection. We could have shots of Gretel squeezing the liquid sweet down Hansel's hand, or vice versa. Through the shot of him squeezing the juice down her arm, we could have a flash, like a quick black and white flicker of Gretel actually using an injection rather than the sweet. Or like with the cocaine thing, we could have a shot of Hansel or Gretel spreading sherbet on the table, but really in their mind they think it's as sweet as sherbet, but really it's cocaine. I have an image of them spreading sherbet on the table, but then have a flash of black and white of the actual cocaine being spread on the table. Oh, this is so long to explain. Hopefully like you understand what I'm talking about. I know I sound like I'm all over the place, but it's all in my head. And you know, when they're going back home, I don't know how that's gonna work. I haven't thought through it that much yet. I was thinking maybe they could take their clothes back and then snap back to reality or something like that. I don't know. That's my idea so far. You know, still got a bit more time to like think more about different stuff and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it.